Cup defeat against Rangers earlier this month. The bad news is that key men Gary McGuinness and Alan Moore are out through injury, so the former Rangers player Ian Redford returns, along with John Davis in midfield. Lindsay Hamilton saved his team from an even bigger hiding in that cup tie. 29 years old, signed from Rangers in 1990. He's playing his 82nd match for the club and looks for his 12th shutout of the season. And with Rangers' long undefeated run coming to an end against Celtic last week, manager Walter Smith has freshened up the side. Richard Gough is fit again, and John Spencer comes back to link up with Ali McCoist and Mark Hateley in attack. And in midfield, Ian Durrant starts his first match since he played here in Rangers' 3-2 win on the 12th of October. This is only his 7th start of the season, although his future at Ibrox was assured yesterday when he signed a new 3-year contract. And the referee this afternoon, Mr. Andrew Waddle from Edinburgh, who will also be in charge of the Tennent's Scottish Cup semi-final on Tuesday evening between Celtic and Rangers. This promises to be a fast-ending contest. St Johnstone still smarting about their performance in the cup tie here at McDermott Park when they lost tamely by 3-0. And Rangers, on the other hand, having lost last week against Celtic, see that the league race is not yet won, and they want to get back on the rails for the Scottish Cup semi-final coming up on Tuesday evening. So both sides will be looking for a quick start, and Rangers reshaped somewhat with the introduction of Spencer and Durrant. Dale Gordon and Stuart McCall are unfit. David Robertson there passed the fitness test though to take his usual place at left back. Ingles winning that high ball from Hateley. There's Roddy Grant. And surprisingly, Sergei Baltacha in possession now, is the only Soviet player on the field. Alexei Mikhalichenko is on the bench for Rangers, and there's no place in the 13 for Kuznetsov. So Rangers on their change white tops. Lindsay Hamilton becomes involved for the first time in the match. Curran to Turner. That's good play by Tommy Turner, stepping away from Nigel Spackman. Good recovery work though by Spackman. Here's Durrant. Stevens comes sprinting forward from right back. Eased off the ball there by Curran. There's a chance for Durrant. That's well saved by Hamilton. But Durrant started the move and he almost finished it in perfect fashion. Ball breaking there to Durrant, who found Stevens on that run. The ball played into the gap, which Durrant filled so swiftly. It's good handling by Hamilton. There's McCoist, Spencer, there's Spackman. Spencer again. Delicate ball forward for Spackman, forcing that challenge from Baltacha. Corner kick's been given. Baltacha claims he didn't touch the ball, but the linesman on the near side is Jim Renton, Grade 1 referee, and he agreed with Andrew Waddle. And the glancing header there by McCoist comes very close indeed. Ball whipped in there by Housetrap. Well, McCoist clearly believes he should have done better there. Now look at his face. Grant getting up well in front of Brown. There's Durrant. It's cut off by Cherry. There's no offside here. Paul Wright's in the clear. Grant waits in the middle. There's Grant. Chances don't come any better than that. Roddy Grant applauding the contribution there of Paul Wright, but he'll be bitterly disappointed he couldn't do better with this. Beautifully played in by Wright. There was Grant away from Richard Gough, and he couldn't get the shot on target. Paul Wright's layoff. Advantage allowed. It would have been a free kick, I think, had that not reached Paul Cherry. This is Wright again. There's no argument this time. Brought down by Durrant. And there's going to be trouble, I think, for Paul Wright. An outburst there. They reacted very angrily as that free kick was given. And he's going to be booked for the outburst of dissent. It was good play here, stepping away from Durrant. Clearly fouled, there was no argument about that. But then Wright got up and said something which the referee did not appreciate. The booking for Paul Wright. Well, I wonder if he's reflecting that it might not be his day. A heavy tackle, landing him on the deck, and then a yellow card for his reaction. There's Baltaccio with a free kick. Goff wins it. Problem there for the Rangers defence. Ingles again. Still not clear. Curran couldn't direct that on target. Baltaccio once again. Trying one from long range. Concerned perhaps about offside as the Rangers defence came sprinting out. But this was not a comfortable moment for the Rangers defence. Came off the head of Goff initially. There was Curran trying the hook shot. Still Rangers couldn't get the ball away. Goff eventually, and then the decisive clearance from Robertson. Helped on by Grant for Wright. Tackled well by Spackman. The space here for Durant to exploit coming through the middle. McCoist goes to the left. There's a good effort by McCoist. Showing tremendous awareness there. He looked for his 30th goal of the season. Durant finding him with a very good pass there. McCoist checking back, anticipated that Hamilton would have come off his line, tried to beat him with that chip shot, but the keeper had covered. Baltaccio playing it long, trying to get the ball beyond David Robertson. Durant's in trouble. This is Cherry. Now Turner. Now Curran's in a great position, looking for someone in the middle. There's Rory Grant, and it's great save by Gary Stevens there. A great saving tackle by the fullback. Rangers were badly exposed again until Stevens' athleticism got him back here. Curran pulling it back into the path of Rory Grant. It was Gary Stevens who saved the day. A miscue by Brown. Goff climbing above Paul Wright. Goff reacting very angrily. Well, he's arguing bitterly there with Andrew Waddle, the referee. Well, if Richard Goff makes that outburst, and Paul Wright reflects on the fact that he was booked for a similar one a short time ago, well, the St Johnstone centre forward may be somewhat aggrieved about that. There's Paul Wright. And a superb effort there by Wright. Hit with tremendous power, so near, and yet so far. There's Goff. Well read by Ingles. Durant to Spackman. Spencer. Durant once again playing it in early this time. Hamilton coming to meet that. He's still committed. Down goes Spencer, and the penalty kick has been given. Well, a rash moment there on the part of Lindsay Hamilton. He's going to be booked also, bringing down Spencer. Well, when he looks back in this, he'll be concerned about the fact that he didn't get to this cleanly enough. Certainly pressurised by McCoist, and then Lindsay Hamilton chose to come for this, and that certainly for me was a clear penalty kick. So here's Mark Hateley with a superb record, 4 out of 4 this season. Tommy Turner lingering there, a little bit of gamesmanship. Shouldn't affect Hateley though with his experience. There's no luck at all for Lindsay Hamilton. It was a brilliant stop initially, but Hateley gives Rangers the lead. Such frustration for the big keeper. Well, he does so well going for this, diving to his right, making a very good block, but too good a block in fact, teeing it up for Hateley on the rebound. So it is goal number 21 of the season for Mark Hateley. 37 minutes of the first half gone, and St Johnstone with every reason to feel a little bit aggrieved about being behind at this stage of the match. David Robertson intercepts the return pass. And a very clumsy tackle that by Paul Cherry, going in very high on Durant. The Rangers players are incensed about that. It was reckless, all right. Well, Paul Cherry will not be proud of this one. Coming in high and late after Durant played the ball away. And there's great anxiety again when Durant goes down in a tackle like that. Bill Collins, the physio, is on. Durant doesn't look too bad. There's trouble here for Paul Cherry, and I wonder what view the referee will take of that tackle. Richard Goff going over to have his tuppence worth for the referee. Well, it's taking a long time, the referee. Well, the Rangers supporters clearly felt that should have been a red card. The referee has just shown the yellow. So these are the two dugouts. Walter Smith has joined Archie Knox there. The goal ahead, but it's not a convincing performance. And there's still a lot of speech play going on out there. Richard Goff had plenty to say. Exchanged some words there with Tommy Turner. Although Ian Durant is back at his feet happily. And there's trouble for Turner. He wouldn't keep quiet. Continued his complaints verbally to the referee as the ball was played forward from the free kick. Well, this is beginning to fall apart for St Johnstone as far as discipline is concerned. Tommy Turner is the 5th player in the first half to be shown the yellow card. He just couldn't keep quiet. He exchanged a few words with Richard Goff, and then another word for the referee as the free kick was taken. Well, St Johnstone, who had an excellent opening half hour, are in danger of losing their way altogether now. Turner turning away from Durant for the last move of an eventful first half, dominated initially by St Johnstone, who came so close on so many occasions, some fine attacking play. But then, when Lindsay Hamilton brought down John Spencer, it gave Rangers a chance to take the lead through Mark Hateley, scoring from the rebound after a good save by Lindsay Hamilton. So Rangers going in at half-time, in my view, slightly fortunate to be ahead. It's St Johnstone 0, Rangers 1. This is the 5th match between these two sides this season. Rangers winning all 4 previous encounters and tallying 15 goals, 6-0, 3-2, 3-1 and 3-0, the last 4 results. But this afternoon, St Johnstone have genuine cause to believe they should certainly not be behind at this stage after that first half performance, which certainly became ragged when the discipline went towards the end of the first half. So I reckon Alec Totten will try to sort that out, get them back on the path which served them so well for much of the first half. The Rangers ahead without playing as well as they can. And Houstra had a quiet first half after his outstanding performance in the Cup here. That's better play though. And the cross cut off well inside the 6-yard box by Baltacha. It's played in by Durant. And Hateley again sent spinning inside the box as he went for that high ball. A good ball this from Ian Durant. Very testing for the St Johnstone defence, but Lindsay Hamilton in goal in particular. Robertson's header picked up by Spackman in the midfield. Here's Durant, roving commission in the middle of the field for Rangers. Great pass to Houstra. And Baltacha changed his mind there, got away with it. Could have been dangerous. Here's Ian Redford. Grant's been allowed to turn. He has Turner square on the right. Paul Wright has gone to the right touchline. Here's Curran. Turner gets a second chance to play a pass. This time he finds Curran. Davis to Cherry. Cherry going in there in the house, trying the ball breaks back for Turner. Looking for a shooting chance here. Paul right back to Turner. It's good play inside the penalty box. Turner couldn't gather that final pass and turned on goal. Well, Turner applauding Paul Wright for his contribution there. Back with Paul Cherry and Ingalls. Curran. Cherry. Spackman's headed clearance. Here's David Robertson now. He can use his pace here. Plenty of space to utilise coming forward. Testing Ingles' pace once more. That's a great cross. Here's McCoy's with a wonderful chance for Rangers. Cleared off the line by Traynor. Well, Hamilton consoling McCoist there. It was great play all round that. Houstra initially, and then David Robertson with a cross. The long, deep ball there, controlled by McCoist. He sidestepped the keeper brilliantly. It looked like an empty net until Traynor stepped in. There's still no 30th goal for McCoist. Now Spencer. Spikeman has Durant calling for the ball inside. It's the space for Stevens. Spencer was brought down by Curran. He clearly believes that Spencer died. He's saying that if you can lip read, I didn't touch him. Spencer has still won the free kick. It's been taken already. Now he's in possession. Taking on John Davis, looking for a penalty kick this time. The referee is not interested. And Mark Traynor is going across to speak to the referee. Well, if the referee considers that Spencer died, he took no action. With John Davis. Now right. That's a great ball. Here's Harry Curran with a chance for the equaliser. He holds his head in his hand. He knows he should have hit the target with that one. It's a great pass, this, from Paul Wright. Look at that, the outside of the foot beyond John Brown. Curran has time to set himself and look up, and still he drives the ball wide. Ingles with Haitley. Spencer holding off a couple of challenges, still making for the byline. Gone for a throw, blocked by Voltacha. Gary Stevens is loping forward here to offer himself. The throw from Spencer. Spencer's onside. In goes Haitley. That's a classic header, that, a downward driven header. He was just too far out to trouble Lindsay Hamilton seriously. But look at Haitley getting up to this. Downward header, good goalkeeping. Robertson timed the bounce to make that challenge. Came off Davis, it'll be a throw to Rangers. David Robertson looking in to see Haitley at the corner of the box. There's John Brown. He's given that straight to Paul Wright, who couldn't control it quickly enough. The recovery work carried out by Brown himself. This is Spencer. Now McCoist. Again, Haitley getting up well to that. No answer this time from the St Johnstone defence. Mark Haitley so lethal in that position. It's his second of the match, and Rangers are 2 ahead. Spencer to McCoist. It's a great cross, this, chipped in, looking for Haitley. It's tailor-made for the big striker, and this time Hamilton had no chance. Oh, what a splendid goal from Mark Haitley. It's goal number 22 of the season, coming in 62 minutes. Played across there by McCoist. This time Ingles couldn't handle Haitley. It was tailor-made for the big striker. So relief now for Walter Smith and Archie Knox. That 2-goal cushion, they'll clearly feel should be enough to see them through. Here's John Spencer trying a change of pace there to get away from Davis. And down he goes there, and Spencer's going to be booked for the dive. Mark Traynor leaning over John Spencer, there's no need for that. But the referee clearly forming the view that not for the first time in the match, John Spencer has taken a dive. Coming inside Davis here, arriving to the ball, going past his man. Well, although he was very convincing with the dive, I wonder indeed if he was caught. But the referee had a very good view of that and decided that Spencer took a dive. He has been booked, and Rangers are going to make a change. Player being withdrawn is Ian Durant. He certainly has acquitted himself extremely well. Witness that splendid reception. And he is replaced by Paul Rideout. Wright playing it forward, there's Arkins. Closed down by Goff. And a penalty kick's been given. Goff and Stevens combining to bring down Arkins. The lifeline has been thrown to St Johnstone. Billy Arkins, with his physical presence and his determination, they're driving it in goal here. It's a good pass from Paul Wright. There goes Arkins. Stevens there to the left. Goff coming in from the right. And it appeared to be Stevens who caught him. Now that might have been just on the 18-yard line. And here's Paul Wright. He scored 3 out of 3 penalties this season for St Johnstone. And this would set up a rousing finish. Well, it's a definitive way to take them. Paul Wright brings St Johnstone right back into the match. Going for power with that penalty. Well, there's really no answer to this kind of power. Thundering the ball in as Gorham died. The ball went straight into the goal. And while all that's been going on, St Johnstone have made another change. Doug Barron has come on to replace Paul Cherry. Longest serving player in the squad. Part-time player too, Barron. Well, look at this penalty kick. No answer to that. There's Grant holding off Goff extremely well. He did a good match. A long ball. The offside flag is up. Now that was certainly controversial. Jim Renton, grade 1 referee, says it was offside, but I have to say that from this position, when the pass was released, there seemed to be no question of that. Rangers trying to see out time calmly now. The ball played along by Hately. He took a knock as he played it forward. St Johnstone players want the ball returned quickly, but Hately will require treatment. May well be asked to leave the field. So close to the touchline. So Mark Traynor and Jim Renton having a little exchange, the linesman and the St Johnstone player. Well, this looks bad news for Rangers. Mark Hately on the ground here and looking in some discomfort. To blow around the area of the kidneys, I think. That's what the referee is indicating. Well, with that Tennant Scottish Cup semi-final coming up on Tuesday night, injuries would be very serious. Here was Hately turning. As he did so, he landed awkwardly. There was no question of any infringement by a St Johnstone player. Well, what a very sad sight that is for Rangers. Mark Hately, the scorer of both Rangers goals, being carried off on the stretcher right at the end of the match. Turner back there to Thatcher. The ball has to be played long. There's no time for any intricate build-up. In fact, there's no time left at all. Rangers have held on. It's been a very tough match indeed. And Rangers, after struggling in the opening half hour, went in front with that penalty kick score on the rebound by Hately. But then the second goal in 62 minutes, a superb header by Hately, appeared to put them in a comfortable position until a penalty kick by Paul Wright was converted 11 minutes from the end. But St Johnstone couldn't come back any further, and Rangers have the points. It's St Johnstone 1, Rangers 2.
Walter, is that a game you're happy to see the back of?
Well, it was going to be a difficult game for us. I felt that after losing last week to Celtic, the most important thing was that we came back and got a result.
Were you concerned about the opening half hour when St Johnstone did have a few chances?
No, not particularly concerned. I felt we brought Richard Goff back in. Ian Durant, John Spencer came into play, and Peter Heistra from the other week. So we had made a few changes, and sometimes it takes a little while for them to set in. You're obviously concerned when they do get opportunity to score, but I felt that we had 1 or 2 in that period as well.
Were you concerned about the ragged nature of the play? We had 10 bookings in the match, 6 St Johnstone and 4 Rangers. It didn't seem to be that dirty. Was there a problem?
No, the game never really got started. There was a lot of maybe innocuous fouls in the match, not particularly violent ones in any way. I think there was possibly only 1 bad foul in the whole game. But I think things happen. It's awkward for referees just now.
You had the contribution, of course, from Mark Hately, but more importantly, perhaps with Tuesday night in mind, the injury at the end. What can you tell us about that at this stage?
Well, he twisted his back trying to hook a ball down the touchline, and the club doctor seems to think he'll be okay, but it'll be a wait and see case.
A word about Ian Durrant. How do you feel about his performance today after the long layoff?
Yeah, I thought he did particularly well coming in. It takes a little while to settle in. He got a chance very early in the match to score a goal, which would have been great for him, just coming into the team as he was. But he settled in and he showed some good football and some nice touches, and he needs more of that, and I was happy to bring him back into the team today.
Is he a candidate for Tuesday?
Yes, a definite candidate for Tuesday.
What about other injuries? The players who missed today, are they going to be available to you? Dale Gordon, Stuart McCall?
Dale Gordon and Stuart McCall are a concern to us. We thought they would possibly be fit for today's match. Unfortunately not. I would hope to have one of the two of them available for Tuesday night's game.
Thanks very much, Walter. Best of luck to you.
Thanks, all.
No shortage of talking points or indeed controversial incidents there. Would it be fair to say, Derek, that Rangers won without necessarily firing on all cylinders?
Well, I think they played more football today than they've done for weeks. I think simply because, as Walter said, Ian Durrant in midfield, always good on the ball, and his runs off the ball were absolutely superb.
Yeah, it's obviously good to see Ian Durrant back playing again after all the problems he's had, and he showed some lovely touches today, didn't he?
Well, he's been out for so long, playing in the reserves, and the only way really you can tell whether he's going to be a good player again or not is play him in the first team, and always comfortable on the ball, as he normally is, willing to come forward at all times. He got in here, he said himself, he could have maybe taken another touch here, but it's rustiness. He hasn't played in the first team for a long time, and absolutely delighted. I mean, this is the Ian Durrant of old here, picking the ball up in his own half, running at defences, committing players, you know, and at this time McCoy's just hit the ball over the bar. But he's still in there in the box, as you see, in case it's come off the bar and he's out. He's always full of running. I mean, he only lasted an hour today, but he put some effort into that hour. There he goes again, away down there. Always makes himself available. That's the one good thing about Ian Durrant, never hides. Of course, that was the Rangers penalty there. It caused that one, Lindsay Hamilton coming out. And that's where the first goal came from.
Andrew Wardle's handling of the game took a fair amount of criticism. The first thing that we should say is that Andrew Wardle is refereeing the semi-final on Tuesday. Now, I think that is an unwise appointment, bearing in mind he's the referee who sent off so many players last year. I'm talking about from his point of view. He's under a lot of pressure.
I think it's strange, and today he will be under more pressure, because there's no doubt in the press and the media he will get stick for 10 bookings. Really, and it was players that got themselves booked, has to be said, for dissent. I think there was 4 for dissent, and there's no doubt that's a foul there. The referee has given it. Now, what on earth is the player getting up and shouting and bawling at the player and giving the referee stick for?
But consistency, Derek.
That's what it's all about. I mean, Richard Gough does it here. He felt that he was being backed into there, and he got the foul against him, and he's arguing. Mr. Waddle there, nose to nose. It appears at one time he's going to boot Richard Gough for talking. The left hand goes in the pocket here. Thought it was a certainty to get booked the way it was going, but that's the inconsistency of him. He just said, no, away you go. How can you book one and not book the other?
He's always struck me, though, Andrew Wardle, as a kind of referee that doesn't like dissent.
No, that's obvious today. I think there were 4 or 5 players who booked for dissent. But how many times do we say this? It's the worst booking of all, talking back to referees, because you're not going to change your mind once they make a decision.
Pointless, isn't it?
Oh, of course it is.
John Spencer, diving. Now, he was booked for it. On the evidence of what we've seen tonight, I think he's been harshly treated.
Well, can I say something for a start? I think it's great that referees are actually doing that, booking players for diving. There's no doubt about that. But I think John Spencer has a case here. He was definitely taken, he made a bit of a meal, but there's no doubt about that. But certainly contact was made, the ball's away, trainer's in there. Look, he just catches the foot there, the right foot, and actually clips him. He had a case, and the young lad get booked for that. I thought a bit harshly.
Yeah, 10 bookings though, it did spoil the flow of the game, obviously,
I think Cindy Devine would love 10 bookings like that. It wasn't a dirty game though. I think, as Walter said, there was 1 or 2 bad tackles, and that was all.
That was it. Well, I was at Parkhead today to see a Celtic side, including only 5 of the team who won at Ibrox last week, extend their unbeaten run to 14 matches with a 3-1 win over Dundee United. It was another impressively confident Celtic performance. Jerry Craney made it 15 goals in his last 12 matches after just 10 minutes. Man of the match Charlie Nicholas scored a stunning second for Celtic. And after Duncan Ferguson had pulled one back for United, Derek White ran virtually the length of the park to score a marvellous third. Liam Brady, understandably, was delighted with his side's continuing good form and goes into Tuesday's Scottish Cup semi-final against Rangers full of confidence. But while things are going well on the park for Celtic, it's a different story in the boardroom. On Monday, an EGM will see shareholders vote to remove directors Jim Farrell and Tom Grant as the infighting continues. Rob McLean has been talking to a disgruntled Celtic shareholder who says there has to be change.
Bill Gallagher is director of a recruitment firm in Cumbernauld. He's also one of the big band of small shareholders in Celtic. Their struggle to be heard has escalated into a battle for control of the boardroom, And there's great suspicion about the timing of Monday's meeting, 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
I think it's absolutely diabolical. It's cutting out a lot of small shareholders from attending, people having to make travel arrangements. The normal AGMs were always held at 7:30 on a Friday night, so why the change now? It's not a question of people being frightened, but I think it's actually turning out to be that. People are frightened, and that's why these timings have come in. We should be working together, not against one another.
Bill is the grandson of Patsy Gallagher, part of Celtic folklore. Father Willie also played for the Parkhead team. Celtic is in his blood. There's sadness at the need for an EGM, but determination about the outcome.
I would say the majority of shareholders are very unhappy about how things are going. We are kept in the dark quite a lot. The AGM, people look at us to say, well, here we are with a happy band at the AGM. Let's tell them a few things, let's take them a tour around the club, give them a small buffet, and we see them next year. Now, as shareholders, we're looking to be involved with the club, not to take over the club, but to help the directors, help them point the club in the right direction. Everybody has input, whether it be a shareholder with one vote, one share. If he's got one share, he might not have the money to put into the club, but he can maybe give a suggestion that would help the club. And this is the important aspect. We all have something to contribute. We care about the club. I love the club. My family's all been in it, and it's not a question of individuals. It's a question we should be united for the common aim, and the common aim is Celtic Football Club.
I think you have to sympathise with Bill and all the other small shareholders. The thing that amazes me is the timing of it, the night before the semi-final or the day before.
At the end of the day, the team's playing its best football. It's done for about 10 years. They're playing magnificent. It isn't affecting the players. But you're right, I think he has got a point. Whether you've got one share or 1,000 shares, these people have put money into the club. Surely the club have got to listen to them.
Well, all will be revealed on Monday. Elsewhere in the Premier today, John Robertson scored the only goal of the game and Hearts win over Dunfermline. Sammy McGivern did likewise for Falkirk at Fir Park, and Brian Irvine scored Aberdeen's winner against Airdrie at Pittodrie. And Gareth Evans' goal for Hibs at Love Street all but confirms that St Mirren will be playing First Division football next season. They have managed only one win in 21 home league and cup games this season.